Welcome to The Shed Wireless, a podcast for shedders, hosted by John Paul Young and produced by the Australian Men's Shed Association.
Yeah, there's something for you at the Men's Shed.
Hello and welcome to Season 8, Episode 3 of the Shed Wireless podcast. And we're going to kick things off with On the Tools. Marty has been out in the sheds catching up with one of our own. This time, he's speaking with a shedder who's taken his skills well beyond the bench, and his project is certainly turning plenty of heads. It's a yarn about creativity, patience, and what can happen when shed skills meet a blank wall. Where are you today, Marty?
G'day JPY. Today I'm in Frankston North, about 45 minutes to an hour southeast of Melbourne CBD. And mate, if you drive along Stringy Bark on the corner of Stringy Bark and Mahogany Road, you will not miss the Pines Men's Shed. Mate, this thing stands out like a sore thumb. Not because it's just a big shed or anything, but it is an elaborate shed, and it has the mural of all men's shed murals on the side of it. Mate, this thing is amazing. We're going to post some photos of this. And I came across this on a Facebook post, this mural, and I thought, I'm going to come and have a look at this, being down in the area. So I'm here today with Brian, who's the president of the shed, and also Tyson, who did the mural. We're going to have a bit of a chat to them. So, Brian, thanks for having me, mate. How did this come about?
No worries, more than welcome. This was about 2.5 years ago. The council gave us a call and said, would you like to do this? And it took 2.5 years in the planning, right? And eventually we got Tyson here to do this after we looked at and approved the actual concept.
And why did you want a mural on the side of you?
Well, we've had a lot of people come by and just say we didn't realise this was the men's shed. And we had nothing at the north end or the end of the building here that pointed out that it was the men's shed. That walked past. And the only sign we had was down the bottom end here.
Yep.
So it was an ideal thing to actually promote the men's shed and let people see where we are.
I'll tell you what, like I said, they won't miss it now, will they?
Definitely won't miss it. Tyson's done a fantastic job.
He has done a fantastic job. So, Tyson, you're the man.
Yeah.
You're the man. So, mate, what got you on board this project?
Well, I'm a local of the Mornington Peninsula, which is another bit further down the way from Frankston. I'd been applying for the Frankston Street Art Festival for probably the last 5 years.
Yep.
And, starting up pretty late in my life, I wanted to it was a feather in the cap to be part of the festival.
Unbelievable. Have you done many of them? Is this all stem from painting trains in the day, graffitiing trains, or what?
No, it's a common question I get asked. I actually, I did dabble in it back in my younger days, and I tagged a few things, and I just felt so bad, having done that. And, so I didn't really, I love street art, and I love sort of graffiti and looking at it, but I was an illustrator, and then I went into design. So I was studying industrial design, and having done that for a few years, I just realized it was more engineering based, and I was more of an artist, I felt. And so I sort of found myself painting murals for my boss's kids' rooms and different sort of small businesses in my area. And then, fast forward a couple of years, I'd had a food truck and did a few things in my life. And then, my kids came along, and I kind of reinvigorated that idea that I wanted to be a muralist. It was something I had a passion for.
Mate, good on you. Good on you. And Father Mark is the name of the...
And so Father Mark kind of came about from a conversation with my partner, who kind of told me I should be called Mother Effer. and then we switched to first,
Ah, sweet. How beautiful.
She's like,
ain't love green.
Yeah, you're a bit of a mother, Mother Effer. And so we switched the two front letters around, and Father Mark kind of was like, oh yeah, markers were an art product, and I became a father, and it all sort of made sense from
what
that.
A brilliant story to the name. Wow. Fantastic. Mate, and so good to be able to do something that you're passionate about like that. So.
Absolutely. It's like I come to work, and it sometimes doesn't feel like work, and
I say that too, but I try not to say it out loud because it'll stop paying me.
Yeah, that's it, And taking this passion and this sort of like, Frankston was this place that I was first exposed to street art, actually. It was on the sleepy coastal town. We would catch a train up and walk along the train line and see all this stuff. So having been, inducted or invited to the Street Art Festival was kind of like a full circle moment. Yeah. And then, I've got a few artworks around Frankston now, which is kind of cool. So it's I just come to work and paint, and it's a privilege to do so.
Brilliant. So Brian, you came up with you got the grant. You came up with the grant?
No, I didn't come up with the grant. This was just a proposal from the Frankston Council itself.
So they just came to you and said, look, we want to...
It's their building,
yeah,
right? So they come up and just says, look, we're doing some pictures and murals around the area. Would you like one on your shed? Brilliant. Right? And we just agreed. Well, I eventually agreed to it. And once we got the pictures and saw exactly what was going on with it, it was brilliant.
So then the council comes to you, Tyson, and they say, look, we want a mural. Can you come up with, show us some ideas? And
Yeah, I think from my understanding, the council have to have two other projects outside the Street Art Festival that are community based. So one was this project here, another one was assigned to a different cafe over on the other side of Frankston. Once I was like aware that it was going to happen, I saw a picture of the building. I'd chat to Brian about some ideas. He showed me a little mascot that these guys use, a little illustrated mascot of a man with different tools and timber and stuff. And seeing that kind of inspired me to kind of create this particular artwork, which is kind of a reimagining of the mascot.
Yeah.
And then this side of the building, I was kind of banging my head about what could it be, and it became just simply a pegboard for tools hanging on it.
yeah,
The other thing that inspired it was being corrugated. It is notoriously difficult to paint on and get details across it. So I had to really explode things and make them as large as possible in order to, for them to one, to kind of so the details didn't get lost in the gaps, but also to just sort of fit within budget. The smaller you go across, it's just takes a bit more time. So the bigger, the better, and the faster, and it's sort of the budget sort of kicks in.
and it's worked out brilliant. I love the pegboard. I also love the dart there. You got one dart there, so it just shows that this is not just a place for work; it's a place for a bit of socialising too, and a bit of game, fun and games, and sometimes a bit of work gets done, doesn't it, Brian?
Work? What's that?
Yeah, exactly. they don't have breaks here. They have works. No, I love it.
Yeah, between the pool and the darts, we do a little bit of something.
Yeah, good on you. Good on you. No, mate, it's a credit to you. Brilliant job. So, did it take you long to come up with the design, or?
I think after having a few convos with Brian, maybe it didn't take me too long to kind of come up with the overall concept. It was just about sort of fitting it in between the gaps and the windows and all that sort of stuff. It was kind of a cut and paste on my iPad.
Yeah.
The front one it took a bit more to come up with. It was once again a bit of a cut and paste, sort of working out what it would do. A couple of days, but then the whole project took about 6 days.
That was my next question. So 6 days to paint it.
6 days, but they were kind of half days here and there, and there's some weather days. And
well, that's what these guys, they start late and they finish early to make up for it. So they taught you bad habits, didn't they?
Like, what are you doing here so early? Come in later. Yeah, you haven't drunk enough cups of coffee.
Making us look bad.
Yeah, I've learnt from the best here.
Very good.
Yeah, and during the week, I had a car accident the week before, so I was sharing a car and all those sort of life things, school holidays, sharing kids and stuff as well. So yeah, there's a couple of half days to get it done. Yeah.
And you got on well with the blokes while you're here, that sounds like.
Yeah, they kept coming out and talking to me, which I had to tell them to bugger off because I was working. No, I didn't. No, I was very welcomed. I was offered donuts and coffees, and even Peter, one of the guys, made me a stencil, a jig to create all the holes to make my life more efficient. So they sort of contributed that way, and
they're always putting their 2 bloody cents in, aren't they? They can't just let you go and do your work. They go, "Oh, we'll do it our way. We'll do it. We've got a better way to do it."
Yeah, like continue on, do the rest of the building. I'm like, I don't have the budget, fellas. Come on, but no, I was very welcomed, and it was and everyone would come out and say good day throughout the day and have a chat whilst I was painting. So yeah, it was a nice experience.
And they signed you up?
Look, I've popped my head into men's sheds along the way. I'm 41 now, and I've got my own little workshop, but I reckon it's kind of inspired me to get into a men's shed, down in my area as well. So yeah.
Well, the tides are changing, mate. A lot of younger blokes get involved with the sheds. There's lots to learn.
Absolutely.
But just by the look of me, you think, this guy knows nothing. But they actually know a lot, these blokes.
No, there is an absolute wealth of knowledge inside a men's shed. There's guys who know all sort of. I walked in and immediately there's a guy pulling apart a battery charger and putting it back together. Then there's all the materials and the machines inside the shop. It's as an ex-industrial designer, it sort of reminds me of my workshop back at uni. So yeah, it was cool to walk into. Yeah.
Brilliant. So you got any plans for any other murals in the area or what?
Yeah, the next mural I will start hopefully on Monday will be right in the city centre of Frankston again. It's going to be a psychology clinic. It's called Square Peg Psychology. So I've got a kind of a MC Escher-inspired, nature-themed doorway, which you walk into a doorway within a doorway. Bit of secret gardens sort of thing is what's happening as well. So then I'm up to Albury to paint another mural for their city council.
Brilliant.
And then there's a few just kind of YSAS, which is a youth services organisation in Dandenong. I'll be painting with a group of fellas there, young people.
Good on you.
Doing a spray paint workshop with them, and doing a kind of a hip hop album cover inspired album. Yeah.
Maybe in a few years you can paint over this one, do that hip hop album cover thing.
likely.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. No, brilliant. So we can see where you got an Instagram page, haven't you?
Yeah.
Father Marker. Just
Father.marker.
Father.marker. Just Google it, guys, and have a look. But we'll post some photos of this on Facebook and our blog. And no, brilliant. So, mate, what's up? What's on next for you, Brian, with the shed?
Well, next for me is just trying to...
Morning tea.
Yeah. Actually, I've got to go down the street and get some cheesecake.
I'll stick around there. Beautiful. There you go. No, mate. Well, thanks for having me. Top shed, and you know, you've set the standard here now, haven't you? This is great. What a great, great
Set the standard.
Yeah, it's a fantastic way to promote the shed. You'll never drive past it. All right, guys, I'll send it back to you. But like I say, if you're driving through Frankston, you won't miss this one. It's absolute genius and a great idea for the shed. So there you go. All right, guys, thank you.
Big thanks to Marty for tracking down the story, and to Brian, the president of the Pines Men's Shed in Frankston, Victoria, and to Tyson, the artist, for sharing his time and talent behind such an impressive mural. It's a great reminder of what can be created when skills, patience and a bit of shed spirit come together. The Shed Wireless is produced by the Australian Men's Shed Association, made in Australia and distributed all over the world for the love of shedding.
It don't matter if you work with wood or fabricating metal is the thing you understood. Whatever is your game, everyone's the same. Yeah, we can do it all at the men's shed. Short, fat, tall, skinny, hairy, bald. In the shed, it's welcome one and all. Share the skills you know, we're all having a go.